Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Armstead family YouTube channel. So today I'm flying solo. So I had been requested by someone to do an update video on pregnancy, and so I'm gonna do that. And I feel like I can do it by myself. So here it is, guys. But before we get started, if you are new here or if you've been loving this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you hit that bell notification, you'll be notified every time we post a video. Let's get into today's video. First of all, oh my God. Sorry, guys. I've been drinking at least 100 ounces of water a day because I follow a pregnancy nutritionist, and she says it's recommended for women to drink a lot of water, and she recommends 100 ounces. So I'm like, challenge accepted, honey. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Carlene, and I am 20 weeks pregnant with baby number 3. So I'm 5 months pregnant. I feel like I'm 9 months pregnant. I have looked pregnant since I was 10 weeks. Actually, as soon as I peed on the stick, pregnant. Belly was big. I don't know what it is. And my midwife says that every baby you can start to show sooner, and that has been true. So exciting news, guys. I got some pregnancy clothes. Got this shirt. So I'm always wearing, I know you guys know, a yellow and I think it's white or black, like a 3-color shirt. And this is the same exact shirt, just in this color. So it's purple, blue, and gray. Because it's not a pregnancy shirt, but I just sized up, and it's so comfy, and I love being in long sleeves. Like, I keep my house cold. Like, for me, the ideal temperature for a home is 69 or 70. And my husband, he likes a hot house. Like, no. That's something you need to discuss before getting married, because it can be an issue, especially at night. Because I sleep, so at night we compromise. I sleep with the AC on like 73, and I have a fan in my face. So that works out. But my pregnancy now has been going great. I get occasional nausea, but I get that like fatigue nausea around 3 p.m. every day. It's like clockwork. So I have energy in the morning. I get stuff done. I play with my kids and stuff like that. I'll make dinner, lunch, breakfast, everything. And then I'll have to do everything before 3 because I really know that after that, I'm like on the couch. I have severe sciatic nerve pain. Like, you cannot believe. So I've been looking into a like massager where like you hold it, you know, that type. But I'm really doing research because I need a good one. Like, my husband, he's been really helpful with giving me like really deep massages, and that helps a lot, or like just applying pressure, but he is not always available to do that, and sometimes I can't even walk. Like, my leg just gives out. So that's not fun. I feel like every baby, the pain kind of gets worse. So I'm like, thankfully, you know, I wish I could have more babies after this, but this is my last one. So going back really quick, with my first baby, I was high risk. I had placenta previa. I was bleeding throughout the pregnancy until about 30 weeks, I believe. And then I was on pelvic rest the entire pregnancy. And I was on bed rest on and off, depending on how heavy the bleeding was. And I was also working full-time as a general manager at a gym. And that was really hard because I had to take a lot of time off, and they were so accommodating. I think I was one of the first general managers in that company to get pregnant, literally. So it was like really new for everyone. Like, my regional manager had never experienced that. And then after me, I feel like 5 people got pregnant. Like, so that was cool because I'm like, hey, I led the way. Just kidding. And then second baby, I was high risk. Placenta previa again. I had bleeding till the day I gave birth, and then it continued after birth because different reasons. And then, yeah, So with both of my first pregnancies, I was high risk the entire time. So a little history is that I have PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. So you have like tons of cysts all over your ovaries. There are lots of side effects, some worse than others. It can very much affect your fertility. And in fact, that's very common with PCOS patients. And sometimes they actually will not have children. So it completely takes away your ability to have kids. In a lot of cases, I know plenty of people who are still trying, and I'm like, my heart goes out to them because I know what PCOS can do to someone, and it just makes me really sad. Luckily, I was able to conceive my daughter and then my son and now my third. So I feel like each baby is nothing short of a miracle and a blessing. And like, I'm just so thankful. And although I've always wanted 4 kids, like, how lucky am I to even have 3? So like, I know I just count my blessings. But I was high risk for third pregnancy as well for the first 15 weeks. Same issues. I was bleeding every single day, like full on. And the crazy thing is that I posted that I was pregnant when I was 8 weeks, which is way earlier than the other pregnancies. I think I waited till like 12, 13 weeks both. And even that, like, that's a big difference when you're so excited about being pregnant. But I was really fearful the first 2 pregnancies because of, just stats and just thinking the worst. And I feel like I lived in fear. And then I felt like once I got into the clear, which there really is never a clear, I felt like I finally was able to catch my breath. So this time I was like, I'm doing things differently. No matter what happens, I'm going to celebrate this baby from beginning to end. From the second I found out I was pregnant to today, I'm still every day grateful and thankful. And I shared earlier because my mindset was, no matter what happens, this baby will be celebrated. Plus, if something were to happen, I wouldn't be alone. I would have a community of people to pray for me and be there for me. And I have always been the type of person who prefers to go through things and suffer alone. But I feel like God is really changing that for me, because I know that what I need a lot of times is to be surrounded by people who love me and prayers. Like, we all need prayers. So I decided to look at this in a very different way. And I know it's a touchy subject because I have friends who have actually had miscarriages and things like that, where they had told everyone and then it happened. So now their next pregnancies, they're doing it opposite of what I'm doing. So they are keeping it a secret longer because they don't want to go through that again. So there's no right or wrong way. This is just how I feel led to do it this time. I'm also trying to break those chains of anxiety and fear and just everything that is not from the Lord, because I dwell on the bad things more than I dwell on the good, because I have this worst case scenario kind of mentality. And I feel like it's finally, with prayer and effort and the works, I feel like I'm finally starting to think differently and process emotions differently. So I don't know. Sorry, I didn't come here to preach. I asked everyone, is there anything that you'd like to see? And they said they would like a pregnancy update. So I'm like, okay, but I gotta give a little background. So we are doing well. My first pregnancy and delivery, I need to do a whole story on that. It was terrible. It was the worst experience, I think, of my life. When I think back on having my daughter, there's not, other than meeting her and her being here in this world, there's not one good memory of that delivery. It was a really sad time. I think I just picked the wrong doctor. I didn't feel cared for. I felt very rushed. And to be honest, it was a nurse that saved my life because I hemorrhaged badly. And she just jumped into action. She was literally the best thing that hospital had going for them. So anyways, I need to share that story. I have a lot of things to say about that birth. But I left that birth traumatized. And I felt like when I found out my son was coming, my second child, I felt like I could finally redeem myself. it was such a bad memory that I thought, if this one is good, maybe I can let go of the terrible memories of the first one. And that's exactly what happened. So I redeemed myself. I had a birth that I wanted. I had the right people in the room. I was educated. I had a midwife. I had a doula. And I had exceptional nurses. And it was just so nice. There was worship music playing. My doula was like putting some oil on my face. I don't even know what oil it was, but let me tell you, when in the middle of contractions, that oil was where it's at. And it was just peaceful. And there was prayer, and it felt right. And so this pregnancy, I'm like, I'm doing it that way again. I can't have the same midwife because she doesn't take my insurance, but I'm going the midwife route. I'm going the doula route. I'm going to make a playlist for what I want in the room. There's going to be a lot of like the Maverick City and elevation worship, things like that. And then there's going to be like the other kind of music that I like
rap and R&B, country.
Like it all. So anyway, I feel like third baby, we're more prepared. We just know what to expect. Like first baby, you're kind of like, what am I doing? I told the nurse literally at the hospital, I'm like,
so I can just leave with the baby?
That's it? Like, okay. Like, I didn't know what to do. And then second baby, I'm like, okay, like I kind of got this. Third baby, it's like, just give me the baby. We're good. But we're getting super prepared. We have a mini crib that's going to be right here. It was already here, but whatchamacallit. So it was right here. It's now over by the closet. But I needed a place to put the baby monitor at night, so we put this back here. But anyways, it used to be in the shot. And we've gotten like gifts from our Amazon registry, and I really feel like we're just ready for you, man. So ready for you. So yeah, that's just my little pregnancy update. This is a 40-ounce bottle. I fill it up as soon as I wake up, and then I want to fill it again by noon. So I will chug if I have to. And then from noon to whenever I go to sleep, I'm like, okay, definitely possible to drink 20 more ounces. So I just fill it up all the way the third time. And most of the time I just drink it all. But I know that I only have to drink half. So let me get up. So this is what my belly looks like. It is popping out. It's starting to now go this way. Like, I either go wide. Well, with my daughter, I got super wide. And this one, I feel like it's getting pointy. And it's literally so firm. Feels good. And I can feel him moving. My husband hasn't felt him kicking yet, but my husband's dying to feel him kicking since it's our last baby. So I hope you enjoyed this random pregnancy update. And once I'm out of the second trimester, I'll do an update. But to recap, I'm feeling good. My weird craving is hot dogs. Like, I know people crave like crazy things, but never in my life have I ever said, I think I'll have a hot dog. Like, I want a hot dog. Never, ever in my life. But for some reason, every day I'm like, oh, doesn't a hot dog sound good? Like, I'll tell my husband, like, I want a hot dog. Or I'll do a grocery order and he's like, hot dogs again? I'm like, listen, don't talk to me in that tone. I want a hot dog. So, and it has to be like the brand. How do you even say it? Sabret, whatever. It has to be those. Like, I can't eat any of those other ones. Like, it has to be that specific brand on Wonder Bread with all the works, like relish and ketchup and mustard. And my glucose test is this Friday. So I'm like praying that I do not fail, because I do like sweets. I need to calm it down. So if there's anything that I can ask of you guys is, if you see this video and you're a praying person, pray for me and pray that everything just goes well with the rest of this pregnancy and with delivery and labor. And I can't wait to share my little baby when he finally gets here, because there's nothing I love more than watching someone go through pregnancy and then like see them announce their baby. Like, to me, it's so exciting. Like, I love pregnancy.
I don't like being pregnant,
but I love pregnancy, and I love just seeing someone new come into the world And I don't know, such a great reminder of God's love for us and just, wow. Anyways, I could go on forever, but I shouldn't. So, you know what? I'm gonna get my hubby. Because I feel like he needs to show his face every video. Babe!
Babe!
Alright, so I had to grab him because it's only right we close it out together. So here he is. I gave them an update on pregnancy and I told them that even though you're the reason I'm pregnant, you didn't need to be in the video. I didn't say that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He can close out the video because it's only right. We are the Armstead family that we both show our face at least in some part of every video. So go ahead.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video that she did, whatever she talked about. What did you talk about?
Pregnancy.
All right.
And
Well,
Mila,
I hope you
Zion.
enjoyed the video of what I did to her, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this content. If you do, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and we will see you in the next video.
Say bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye.